Hi everyone, it's Liz here and hope you're having a great day. Today I want to tell you all about the food tour we went on, and it was so good that we went last year and we went on the food tour again this year, and guess what, it was the same company and we went to completely different places and had a completely different experience. So I will tell you a little bit about both of those experiences, but it surpassed all of my expectations, was well worth the money, and really enjoyed it. And it's a great introduction to Marrakech, the food that they eat, the souks, showing you your way around. So follow along and enjoy. So our first stop was this stall here, and they sold the Harira soup. Now that soup, I hope I've pronounced it right, is like a tomato-based soup with all sorts of chickpeas, full of goodness, vegetarian, barley in there, and you got a lovely bread roll with it. Everyone just came and sat down. It's in the middle of the street, really. But the lady's from Algeria and she's been here about 24 years now, and her and her family run this. She makes the soup in her house and then brings it to this little stall. And as you can see, you get a wooden spoon with your bowl of soup, which was quite a novelty. They gave us lemon and they said squirt the lemon into the soup. I actually didn't because I'm not too fond of too much lemon. But the soup is just hearty and warm. And this was round about 6:15 in the evening. So people were coming and passing by, and I said, is this their dinner? And they said, oh, no, this is just a bowl of soup to keep them going until the dinner later on. They served it with actually dates and like sweet pastries with sesame seeds on. And the sweetness of the dates and the sesame seeds went perfectly with the soup. It really was a great taste. And at this point as well, they also gave us their speciality of sandwiches, which are egg and potato rolls. So we tried those as well. So the next stall we went to was the pomegranate juice stall. There was a man there crushing the pomegranates. What they do is all the fruit that comes into season, they use that and produce special lovely fresh juice, and this one was pomegranate. I have to say it's not particularly my favourite. This was the guy's son and he really wanted to have his photo taken, so I did that. All around the souks as we were walking through, you could see all the different stalls, everything that they were selling. One thing I would say about the food tour is it is 3 hours and quite a bit of the tour is walking around the souks. One of the places we went to was the furnace, or the great big boiler. You can see the guy here putting all of the wood chippings in. Now they use this boiler in order to heat the hammams, but also they make the food and cook the food for the locals. The guide took us to a lady who gave us some fried pancake style food that had like a nutty flavour inside, which was really tasty. And we also went into a carpet shop. You can see all the carpets hanging down, and he gave us some lovely mint tea. So that was nice and refreshing. Everywhere we went, you had got these little pastries. They're just so popular everywhere. And we were able to see some beautiful sights like this alleyway, the doorways, just real art, great architecture and beautiful art. One of my particular favourites was the shop here, which was like a pharmacy, and they were selling all sorts of lovely serums for your skin and mint tea and different things like that. And also we got to taste all the olives. Now these were all fresh, we could take as many as we wanted, and he was telling us all about which ones were the most ripe and which way they come off the tree. So that was really interesting. Throughout this whole trip, we just wandered around all of the souks, having a look at everywhere, seeing what they were selling. Some of them were just little tiny stalls, and others were quite big ones, selling lots of lamps, for example, in this one, and copperware. Everyone was very friendly. Everyone was encouraging us to go in, but not forcing us. We were never made to feel uncomfortable at all. You did have to watch out for these mopeds that were coming because there was quite a gang of us from all different places. There was some French people, Portuguese people and American people on the tour. One of the things that did make me laugh were these copper statues, actually. I mean, I'm not quite sure where you would want to put those in your house. A huge lion here. And I didn't notice until afterwards. I'm just going to show you in a minute. There's a great big horse with a rider on it. So it gave me a bit of a shock, but I'm not sure he looked too good in the garden. But just everything for everyone, really.
So we're walking along the souks, looking at all the shops and everything, and we just happened to look round the corner here. We'd seen a sign for a toilet, and we were actually joking, saying, would you want to go there? And then round the corner is this most fabulous door and surround. I mean, you cannot properly see the workmanship there, but it is just absolutely amazing, and it's in a little alleyway right next to a public toilet. Can you believe it?
All of the restaurants, the bars, all of the sort of places we passed had just these fabulous mosaics, and I do love a mosaic. And then you look inside these buildings and it's all ornate. It's amazing. So we went outside of the souks for a little while, and we went to go and see some donuts being made. Now the donuts here were made in a different way. It must have been different flour, I think. We could watch them making them, but it was a bit hot in there. But they're really large donuts and very fluffy. And as we would do back home, you can put sugar on them or honey on them, whatever you wanted on them. People were having chocolate as well. And really, really tasty, but very, very big. And to be having it in the middle of your food tour, it was just a bit much for me. It was a bit sweet, really, but everybody else absolutely loved them. And the guide said it's the one thing that he always likes to have if he can get a chance. So then we went into a restaurant, and we knew we were all going to be sitting down, and we were going to have some tagines and tangias. This is a tangia. These are the pots that are cooked in the furnace that I showed you before, and they cook this meat. It's lamb, and they cook it for about 4 to 5 hours, and it just falls off the bone. They give you the bone as well, because over there they like to eat all different parts of the lamb. And you can see we had the tagines as well. We had chicken, we had vegetable. Just amazing, and all looking over the Jamaa El Fnaa. That's the square, and it's just starting to get dark. They gave us all little dips, like a lovely tomato salad and an aubergine dip. There was a chili one there that Colin said was absolutely very, very hot. I think it's harissa paste that they used in that. But the food was amazing, and there was just so much of it. So we paid £40 per head for this tour, and as I've said before, we booked it through TripAdvisor. I'll put the details in the description. So I just want to finish off really by showing you some of the other stalls that we saw. It was a wonderful experience trying all that different food, trying some of the different drinks as well, and looking around the souks and really getting to know our way around. So I'll stick some very typical music on and let you have a look at how our evening finished off, and some of the sights that we saw as we walked around.